about the National Spectrum Consortium. We are an OTA. We're an Other Transactional Authority. We recently were awarded our new follow-on contract called Spectrum Forward. As Junaid alluded to, that contract has a ceiling of $2.5 billion. And the government broadened the scope of our OTA to not only include the legacy work we did in dynamic spectrum access technologies through the startup program, but now it has expanded across multiple technology areas that fundamentally fit within the 5G ecosystem. The importance of that OTA, if you're not familiar with the term Other Transactional Authority, it is a rapid acquisition methodology, fundamentally for research and development, so we can get the best possible technologies to the federal government and to the DoD and to our warfighter sooner rather than later. So that is why the National Spectrum Consortium is in operation. We went through Tranche 1, which was the first series of bidding processes for 5G experiment. Our sponsor was the Undersecretary of Defense Research and Development organization led by Dr. Joe Evans. We're about 388 members. About 74% of the consortium are non-traditional defense contractors. That is important because that allows us to reach deeper into the U.S. Brain share in academia, in small business, to look at the innovation and ingest and integrate the innovation that they're creating into these experiments to help accelerate ultimately the capabilities that the United States can bring forward. In doing that, we have to be concerned about supporting these small companies through grants and funded experiments. We have to be concerned about transitioning those technologies to either creating larger companies that create more jobs, or seek additional investment from capital investment, either from industry or from private equity. The National Spectrum Consortium funded a report earlier or late last year called The Third Wave and How 5G Will Drive Job Growth Over the Next 15 Years. It fundamentally says we're in the third wave with the beginning of 5G, estimating that between now, 2019 and 2035, that about 4.5 million jobs will be created around the 5G ecosystem. And that'll be an assortment of cognitive and cognitive skilled jobs, not only in the infrastructure, but in the software and application development fields, in the management fields. And so if you want to read that report, please go to our website. It's free for download. I think you'll find it very interesting. I guess just to close off the introductory part of my comments, the National Spectrum Consortium is also creating working groups around spectrum policy, 5G standards, and lab federation. To Junaid's point earlier, we have the wisdom of Rear Admiral David Simpson, pointing out that in order to provide speed and scale to the research and development of 5G here in the U.S., that federating labs, getting them to cooperate, build best practices, designate centers of excellence, and ensure that we're not duplicating our resources and using them efficiently, that we need to join them together physically and socially in order to leverage the best brain share in the United States to advance our research objectives. So we create true reference architectures that are scalable, open, and secure. Ultimately, that will drive international business for U.S. companies and support a more open ecosystem for 5G and 6G and beyond.